Now, what has happened to NBA 2K25? That's what we finna get into. If any of you guys are new here, drop a like, drop a sub, leave your thoughts and your comments in the comment section below. Let's get to the video.
It's AllCity. Load up that clip.
What's good, y'all? I'm AllCity. As always, appreciate you guys tuning in. Hey, listen, there's no secret that 2K25 has gone through some tremendous changes that makes the game right now look very different than what it was on release. Some players really like the changes, like being able to shoot better now. I honestly don't see nearly as many people complaining about shooting right now. Ironically, after the patch, post-patch 2.0, I haven't been able to hit as consistently as I was pre-patch. That's ironic. I don't know if that's a strange coincidence. I will say that I haven't put in nearly as much time into relearning the game post-patch. And despite the update, making it a lot easier for players to shoot the rock, it still seems that a lot of 2K players are just unhappy with what they're seeing with the game. Some people might argue that 2K players, they'll never be happy. So in this video, we're gonna do our best to find out why. Find out what happened to 2K25. But before we do that, I want to share some good information about shooting and let you guys know about one of the most important bronze shooting badges that you may want to consider for your players. As many of you guys already know, I am affiliated with NBA 2K Labs, and the good folks over at NBA 2K Labs recently ran a test on the Deadeye badge. 2K Labs finding out that it's one of the most important shooting badges that you guys could have on your players. And before we show these stats, I would like to remind you guys that if you want to stay up to date with the latest information on shooting or anything involved with 2K, you want to get insider information about the game, I highly recommend you join NBA 2K Lab Premium. You can use promo code AllCity and save yourself 20%. Their tests are thorough, tried and true, so I'm sure they'll put you guys on the right path. And before we get into what's wrong with NBA 2K25, I want to summarize some key points from one of NBA 2K Lab's most recent videos about the Deadeye badge. They have a ton of great information in that video. If you want to see the full video, I have a link for it in the description below. But here are some of the key points that I took away from their testing. Firstly, we learned that in NBA 2K25, they removed the Blinders badge, and it's understood that Blinders was merged into the Deadeye badge. During their initial testing, they found out that the Bronze Deadeye badge is one of the most important shooting badges that you guys could have on your players, as the Bronze Deadeye badge will give you guys an increase of about 12% on shots taken either open or with light pressure. That's a pretty good boost for a bronze badge. Silver was a no-go. There was no significant difference between silver and bronze except that one key point, as you guys see in the graph, one key point in the green window. They also learned that gold Deadeye is the sweet spot for this badge. So if you guys are making players out there and you got a target on the Deadeye badge, you may want to consider getting this badge to gold, as gold Deadeye gives you a boost throughout the entire green window. In certain areas, it'll give you guys an increase of about 22% to open and light pressure contests. In other areas of the green window, that number will go up even higher to about 28% on shots taken open or with light pressure. The next badge level up, Hall of Fame, will increase that to 32% on shots taken with open or light pressure. But the requirement to get Hall of Fame Deadeye is way more taxing on you guys, as you would need a 96 3-ball to get Deadeye Hall of Fame. You guys may want to consider getting the badge on gold and then using your max +1 to get it to Hall of Fame and get that increase. Sadly, NBA 2K Lab found out through their testing that Legend Deadeye just doesn't seem worth it, as there's only a 3% difference between Legend and Hall of Fame. Legend will have you guys making about 35% of those shots taken under open or light pressure. But of course, Legend is even more taxing on you guys when you're creating your players, as you need a 99 3-ball to get that joint on Legend. And that pretty much wraps up the summary on the Deadeye badge. You guys let me know in the comment section if you find Deadeye to be useful. From what I understand, this badge is heavily active when you're playing online. It's popping up for damn near every single shot. So now let's get into what the hell happened to 2K25. For those of you who have been following the channel for years, you know there was like this once upon a time where I just loved NBA 2K. But over the last few years, not so much. I really don't agree with the direction that they're taking the gameplay. And I was hopefully optimistic that NBA 2K25 was gonna revisit some of the older style of gameplay, because 2K24, in all its slowed down pace and clunkiness, it wasn't received well by the 2K community. 2K25 doubling down on what they provided players for 2K24, and they made 2K25 seem even more slow and even more clunky. And because of my experience on 2K24, I had promised myself that 2K25 was only going to be allowed a certain amount of WTF moments. And it has already come to pass so early in the year that there was just too many of those moments that left me scratching my head and Confucius. Passing the rock, hitting the defender in the face, weird catch animations adding even more complication to shooting, passing lane steals that defy the laws of physics, interior defense being absolutely horrendous this year. I mean, what is it about interior defense that 2K just can't get right? To add insult to injury, they make interior defense super soft, but then they have dunkers like with a high dunking attribute, a high driving dunk attribute, straight up miss wide open dunks. And don't even get me started on the alley-oops. Oh Lord. Now, before making this video, I tried to promise myself that I won't go on a crazy rant. You guys know how passionate I could be about this game. 2K, it always has my emotions on like 1,000. And I just want to remind you guys that it's my love for the 2K franchise and what it once was that has me speaking out on what has become. But I didn't want to make this full video solely about me and my emotions on 2K. I mainly wanted to share what you guys are experiencing. So let's take it back to the people. Before we do that, if any of you guys would like one of your comments or posts featured in one of these videos, definitely at me on X. It all started when I seen this post from Ja asking what happened to NBA 2K25. And as you guys can see from the engagement, from yesterday to today, it already has 124K impressions. Ja sending out a future post right after this one saying, why is this post getting so much engagement? Well, I imagine that's because people have strong feelings about 2K25. So I went into that post and started reading what the people had to say. You guys, you let me know if you agree with any of these takes in the comment section below. In one of the first posts that I'll reference, Good Day says, so it's harder to make a basket 2 feet away than it is to make a 30-foot jump shot. Wide open uncontested dunks and alley-oop attempts being missed, rimming out. Not to mention the fact that now when I put my hands up, my player jumps by himself. WTF, trash. The good homie AllCity Big Heck responding saying, yeah, Mike Wang changed the hands up controls. People aren't too fond of that change, it seems. I wonder what's going on with dunks. I haven't seen a lot of that personally, but I can imagine it's definitely frustrating. And I could tell you guys firsthand, I created a dunking build and the build does dunk way better than any other build or a lot of other players I see out there, but that doesn't make me immune to missing wide open dunks or not even being able to catch wide open alley-oops. It's just madness. I would like to reference this next post from Wow6. He says, NBA 2K25 is one of the worst, most RNG fluky, least fun to play 2K games of all time. Woo. That's pretty harsh. Do you guys agree with that, man? Is 2K25 that bad? Playing the game up until now, I don't think is one of the worst, but man, it does have a lot of RNG involved, and I don't agree with that stuff, man. A lot of the times it feels like gameplay is just out of our hands, and I thought 2K promised us that they were going to relinquish control and give it back to the players. And here's a comment that I found really interesting from DJ Swan talking about momentum shifts in gameplay. Let me know if you guys ever experienced something like this. DJ Swan goes on to say the algorithmic like nature of the back end momentum, you can go from blowing a team out by 25 plus to a neck and neck 1-point game easily. The devs want every game to feel close and engaging, but the means to do so is a bit cruel and it's obvious. It is lame. I felt that so many times. I shared that same sentiment. I've seen an illegal screen called on someone who was mid jump shot just to force a turnover on the winning team. It's pretty bad. He goes on to say steals coming from people without any steal attributes just to swing the pendulum in their team's favor because they're losing. Moving people's shot windows around based on how well or bad they're performing. He says, I've experienced it on both the losing and the winning side in rec, proving grounds, and even in pro-am. If you reward good basketball, good ball movement, and overall IQ, just let the people who are good at the game be good at the game. Stop giving everyday Joes, a lot of casual players, a good chance at the expense of good players being at a disadvantage. Woo! Man is speaking facts. DJ Swan goes on to say, I have an 80 win percentage in all modes and I'm still a bit livid at the insane AI assisted momentum shifts to the point that I'm just about done with this game. Man, DJ Swan, I salute you and commend you for sharing such insightful feedback on your gameplay experience. Again, if any of you guys want your feedback shared in one of these videos, add me on X. In this last post that I'll reference from Devin, he says it feels like they nerfed shooting some after the buff. but overall offense is just boring. The gameplay is super slow and doesn't feel smooth or responsive. Dunking isn't even that good anymore. Like, the dunk meter is terrible. Shot contests, they don't exist. Entire game just feels like RNG. And from my experience playing 2K25, it does feel like RNG and is really off-putting for a player like me playing 2K. There's a lot of things that I think 2K25 got right this year. One of my biggest gripes in previous years was ease of access and quality of life while you're out there in the city. They consolidated the city and they made it more compact, making key areas that you have to go to a lot more accessible. The problem that I have is the changes that I appreciate about 2K25 have nothing to do with gameplay. And when trying to find out what's wrong with 2K25 or what's wrong with 2K as a franchise, it all starts and ends with how they prioritize gameplay. As always, I'm curious to hear what you guys think. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you're new here, drop a like, drop a sub. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Easy, y'all. If you guys are tired of running with randoms and you're looking for players to run with on NBA 2K, come on out and join the AllCity 2K Discord. The link will be in the description below. Find players and get runs now. Drop a like and drop a sub on your way out. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Easy, y'all.